Most of the restios, and this here is the duckweed, grow in slightly acidic soil. That's very common in Fynbos, and they want wet feed in winter, and they can completely dry out in summer. And that's the Cape climate. So definitely one of the musts in your Fynbos garden. And then an endless variety. What we have here is what actually works in the home garden. If you really want to create that mountain slope in your garden, you will fail. And people always come and say, yeah, but I saw this there on the mountain, and why is it not working? And then the reason why it's not working in your garden is for the same reason that you do not find these plants on that slope, on the slopes in Noordhoek or on the slopes in Paarl. They're extremely specific on, but there are a few really adaptive species. One of them are your buchus, except and excuse now the words betulina. All other buchus, like the garlic buchu, for example, or the lemon buchu, they are quite undemanding when it comes to soil. They don't like really lime in their planting hole, but otherwise hardy. They can take any amount of wind. They can, once established, virtually any amount of drought. The bees love it. You can make a tea from it, and yeah, it's just something really pretty to look at. Another absolute gorgeous plant is here this Celago, and there we have another color. And again, especially our wild bees, which we so often neglect and forget about, they are after this Celago. And Celago, all it wants is here and there a little bit of water, some compost, and it will reward you every single spring with these beautiful flowers. Then my personal favorite and so undervalued is Anisodontia. Sorry for the name, I didn't give it, but yeah, for me, one of the most rewarding indigenous plants which one can have in the garden. You virtually have the whole year around these beautiful flowers. You can trim it. It doesn't mind if it's planted in sand or in clay or in anything in between. It just does its thing. Now we come to a little bit more demanding, and everybody wants his protea in the garden. I have two varieties here. One's the pin cushion, the leucospurnum, and then here the cone bush, and both are hybrids. And don't try to get the true species, and please do not try to get big plants, especially the Proteaceae hates to be disturbed on the root, and the bigger the plant, the worse it gets. So if you buy a big protea because you say, oh no, I want something instant, you have a fair chance of losing the plant altogether. They just don't like it. And normally, because we also can't transplant them, they are root bound in that big pot. They are fertilized and with special hormone made to look pretty in the nurseries, but you plant it out and you have a fair chance of it not succeeding. So now you buy a small protea and you do everything. You don't dig a deep hole, you plant it properly. You don't need use animal-based compost, manure-based compost, too much nitrogen. So please, if you buy compost, make sure that you either get a good leaf compost or a nitrogen poor compost, and you plant them and you water them in, and they do nothing. That's normal. Go on the mountainside. The first thing they need to do is develop a big root system, and that's why I said they don't need a deep hole, they need a wide hole. These roots run on the surface, and that's another thing you need to take care of. Do not plant them anywhere close to high traffic areas. Whenever you walk along there, the kids walk along there, the dog walks along there, the roots get trampled on, they break off, and they hate it. So somewhere where you can look at them, but they left alone. And very often it will take a year or two before you see proper growth on a protea, and then they reward you for the next 7 to 10 years with non-stop flowering. You never need to water them again, you never need to do anything, and you also don't prune them. They also don't like that. So it's a little bit a princess on the pea, but yeah, rewarding when you have the first sunbird sitting on it. And yeah, that's it. Come and have a look. We have, I think, the biggest variety in the valley on Fynbos, and we guarantee to have something for your garden, and we are always happy to help you and choose the right thing. Thank you.